Long ago, the heavens were ruled by the mighty Devas under the leadership of Lord Indra. They possessed immense power, wealth, and divine glory. Their victories over evil had made them believe that no force in the universe could ever defeat them. But they did not realize that their greatest enemy was not the Asuras. It was their own pride. At that time, the great sage Durvasa was traveling across the three worlds. Renowned for his intense penance and extraordinary spiritual power, his blessings could transform lives, while his anger was feared even by the gods themselves. One day, a celestial Apsara offered sage Durvasa a divine flower garland, blessed by goddess Lakshmi herself. This was no ordinary garland. It carried the blessings of prosperity, fortune, and divine grace. Holding the sacred garland with great reverence, sage Durvasa continued his journey. Soon he encountered Lord Indra, the king of the gods, riding majestically on his magnificent white elephant, Airavata, surrounded by celestial beings. Pleased with Indra, the sage presented the divine garland as a sacred gift. But this was more than a gift. It was a test of humility. Blinded by pride and luxury, Indra failed to understand its true significance. Instead of wearing the garland respectfully, he casually placed it on Airavata's trunk. The elephant, disturbed by its fragrance, threw the garland onto the ground and unknowingly trampled it beneath its feet. The moment sage Durvasa witnessed this disrespect, his eyes blazed with anger. He declared, "Indra, your arrogance has destroyed your wisdom. You have insulted not only me but also the divine blessings of goddess Lakshmi. Therefore I curse you. From this day onward, you and all the Devas shall lose your strength, your glory, and your prosperity." The curse took effect instantly. The divine radiance of the gods began to fade. Their celestial weapons lost their power. The brilliance of heaven disappeared. Fear replaced confidence. Seizing this opportunity, the mighty Asuras launched a massive invasion of heaven. A fierce battle erupted across the celestial realm. But the weakened Devas stood no chance. One after another, they were defeated. With nowhere else to turn, Lord Indra and the other gods approached Lord Brahma and prayed for help. Brahma calmly replied, "Only Lord Vishnu can show you the path to salvation." The gods immediately went to Lord Vishnu and begged him to save the heavens. Lord Vishnu smiled and said, "The curse of sage Durvasa cannot be undone. However, there is a way to restore your strength. Join hands with the Asuras and churn the ocean of milk. From its depths will emerge Amrita, the nectar of immortality. By drinking it, your divine powers will return." The Devas accepted his command. Mount Mandara became the churning rod, and the mighty serpent Vasuki became the rope. But as the churning began, the mountain started sinking into the ocean. At that very moment, Lord Vishnu took the magnificent Kurma, or tortoise avatar, and supported the entire mountain on his colossal back. Thus began one of the greatest events in Hindu mythology, the Samudra Manthan. As the ocean was churned, the first thing to emerge was the deadly Halahala poison. Its terrifying power threatened to destroy the entire universe. To protect all creation, Lord Shiva compassionately drank the poison and held it in his throat. The poison turned his throat blue, and from that day onward, he became known as Nilkanth, the blue-throated one. The churning continued, one after another. Priceless celestial treasures emerged from the ocean of milk. Kamadhenu, the divine wish-fulfilling cow. Kalpavriksha, the heavenly wish-fulfilling tree. Airavata, the majestic white elephant, the celestial Apsaras. And finally, goddess Lakshmi herself appeared, seated upon a radiant lotus. She chose Lord Vishnu as her eternal consort, restoring prosperity and divine fortune throughout the universe. Soon after, Lord Dhanvantari emerged from the ocean carrying the golden pot of Amrita. The moment the nectar appeared, a fierce struggle broke out between the Devas and the Asuras. To protect the nectar, Lord Vishnu assumed the enchanting form of Mohini. Using divine wisdom and unmatched strategy, Mohini captivated the Asuras and served the nectar only to the Devas. As soon as the gods drank the Amrita, their lost strength, divine radiance, and celestial glory returned. Empowered once again, the Devas defeated the Asuras and restored peace and righteousness in heaven. But this extraordinary story leaves us with an eternal lesson. Pride can destroy even the mightiest. True strength lies not in power, wealth, or victory, but in humility, gratitude, and righteousness. If even the gods could suffer because of arrogance, then we too must always remain humble. This is the immortal story of Sage Durvasa's curse, a timeless reminder that humility is the greatest power of all. If you enjoyed this story, do like, share, and subscribe.